Alright, here we are. Got the old horses, going to get stuck into it today. Going to get the picture rail up, so bring a few things in. Still got to work on that one, a few wing nuts. Anyway, so what's going on is today's picture rail day, going to be hanging the rail, so I can't wait to get started on that, get this thing up so I can get the gallery open. Anyway, just bring a few things in, then we'll be into it. Okay, got the wooden saw here, cutting the angles and whatever's needed. Alright, so we've got that, got the timber, get the timber varnished, get the whole thing up, get it going. Alright. Just get this plastic off so we can make a start. I'm getting some varnish on. Got a pretty good deal on this timber, so that's great. Had it custom made. When I went to the joinery or the place or whatever you want to call it, it wasn't even, they were just bits of timber on the floor, and he converted that into this once I decided what I wanted, so that's pretty cool. But yeah, it should suit, should be nice. Should go with the whole thing, the whole building, and like I said, the township itself. Classic old village. Used to be a German village back in the day when it first came out, where the artist Hans Heissen painted, the famous Australian artist Hans Heissen painted. So got a bit of history of this town already. Anyway, there we go. Cool. Okay, now I've just boxed myself in here, hang a sec. Yeah, the moulding itself, it's a beautiful shaped moulding. Let's just come in and see if you can see that. Is that in focus? It's a really nice Victorian style moulding. Will go well with the old building, I reckon. Yeah, what have we got here? Two more. Bit of a bend in some of these. They'll straighten out when they're on the wall once they get screwed together, so that should be right. Alright, there you go, that's nice. Should be able to varnish them there, no worries, I would imagine. Okay, alright, just get this first coat on. Go on nicely. Beautiful stuff. Lovely, going to be a beautiful colour. Just drag that on. A few coats of this and will be as good as gold. I've thinned this down a little bit with turpentine for the first coat, just as it soaks in. Once that sets, I'll stick the main coats on. Get more of an even coverage that way. Lovely stuff. Slide that on. I can't believe it, I've only got a few drops left of this mix that I made up. This is the one with terps in it. I've almost done the whole lot now. If I have to get a little bit more and make a little bit more, that would be a nuisance, because once I've done these few marks here, that's it. I don't have to do any more thin down version. Getting there though, it's looking good. Looking good. Yeah, extremely dry. I'm gonna have to make a tiniest brew, this is insane. Oh well, I've got the fan blowing an absolute rager back there because I was getting as high as a kite on the fumes because it's oil based. There was no wind flow in here and I was getting a little high, so that fan's doing wonders on the aircon. It's really clearing the air up. Got the windows open and the fan's blazing. Just that last little bit. Had to get the tin out for that. Oh well, not to worry. It's going on beautifully. Almost there. All right, well that's good. Got the first coat on, all great. Now I'll leave that overnight to dry and get stuck into the full strength coat tomorrow. Give that a day to dry and then up on the wall they go. How exciting. All right, well, here we are. It's all up, looks fantastic. All the way around. Got a mate of mine here. Come over, Brian. Friend from Kangaroo Island, another artist, Brian Buick. He's the guy who helped me put all the stuff up. So we've been working furiously over the last 2 days to get all the railing up, and it's pretty much done now. Just got to do a little bit of our putty work and whatever, but on the whole, all ready to hang. So gallery will be going very, very soon. Fantastic. All right. A little bit of burrs on some of these holes from the drill. Just get that out before I put the putty in. Got a bit of putty in that one already. That one's working well, but yeah, just clean up some of these holes. Trusty old palette knife comes in for all sorts of things. Okay. Touch up these putty marks. Bit of a rarity seeing me using such a small brush. Something different. It's coming up well. I'll just grab this rag here. Where are we? Just so I can blend the edges off to mould that stain, varnish into the edges. It's coming along beautifully now. Alright, well there you go, look at that. I haven't used these for years. Got some hooks, bit of fishing line, whatever else, picture rails. Hanging the pictures. Had an exhibition years ago that I last used these. I fished them out and I've, got them. They could probably work. Now as far as the hooks go on the picture rail itself, last time I was in a rustic studio shed and I was having an exhibition and I was using these as the blooming things that go up on the wall to hook onto the picture rail. I know they're not the proper ones, but they looked great because of the fact it was such a rustic exhibition. And I'm wondering, because it's got quite a nice vibe in here like that, I may consider using these or I may get the proper hooks. Either way, check it out. But at the same time, just got to untangle this mess. All right, I've got the new painting to go up on the new gallery wall. First painting in the new gallery. Let's do it, eh? We'll just hook her up, see how we go. Is this going to be straight or is it going to be as crooked as all heck? A bit more like that. Not too bad. I'll have to get back to check that out. Anyway, what have we got here? I've got some rustic hooks. I'll just show you what's going on here. I've made up these rustic hooks out of fencing wire that I've used for other exhibitions in the past, and it's worked quite well. And I'm just experimenting now and I've got it up there and it seems to be working. May go with something neater and more commercial, or I may just go with this because the whole town's got that vibe, and those rustic still lifes and whatever I'll paint will look great in here with this sort of stuff, like it's handcrafted. So may do that, but on the whole, pretty happy about the whole thing. I might stand back and have a look in a minute, but there you go, the first painting in the new gallery hanging on the wall. Good stuff. Yeah, you can see that hook up there. It's not too bad. Doesn't look. Looks like it might be the way to go. We'll see how it goes. But on the whole, everything's going well. All right, let's get some more paintings up. These ones, I've just got some little hooks on the wall itself for hanging this one. I find these little ones, the weight of the painting is quite light, And if you hang them from the picture rail, they hang a bit far away from the wall and point down, but if you put them on a hook on the wall itself, it seems to sit much flatter. That's a nice little piece there. So what I might do is between the doors and windows here, I might put a few of these little ones. So I'll just work out some spacing, because I do a lot of the small plein air ones, as you've seen, and so they'll go great in these smaller areas, and the big walls can be for the big paintings. These little areas here, yeah, nice little plein air studies and whatever else. So that should be good. Looking all right there, isn't it? I think that's pretty good. Right, just got some little brad nails here, just little tacks. I've measured the centre, so I've got it all lined up beautifully. Going to try another little study up here. Where's that nail? There we go. Something like that. That's kind of looking all right. Get it level. Yeah, that'll be a nice area for little studies. Like I was saying, a couple more either side. There's some little walls over here. Come with me for a little bit of a walk. We'll have a look around. Okay, so you can see that, but we've got these other areas here. We've got a nice little side wall here, which will probably work similar. Of course, you've got the larger areas and plenty of large walls there and whatever else. All right, try this one here. It's looking about correct. Right, well, I think that's working. Let's just stand back and have a look. Hang on. Just come back so we can see all three of them. There we go. Needs to straighten it up maybe. Just straighten that up a little. Seems to be working. Seems to be good. So, I reckon we'll go with that. That's nice. A few more little ones like that, and then, like I'm saying, the bigger ones later on. Here's the width of this wall, 60. Right, so I'll come in 30. Pretty good. That one's there, nice. Those three there. On the whole, I think it's a nice blend, nice balance. That's all working out. So now I'll think about, like I was saying, I've got the big one up there. Think about putting some major work up there. I also want to make this one a feature wall, so I'm thinking about making that a really deep, dark navy blue, just one wall that pops. So when people come in the front door, just here, the very first thing they see is a feature wall here. Bang, I reckon that'd be great. Keep the rest all light, but one really deep tone wall I think will be great. Stick one of these fabulous hooks up here. See how that goes. I'll just adjust this a bit higher. Going to stick the boot painting here, I reckon. We'll go for about there to start with, see if that's the right height. Seems to be holding. Up she goes. Looking pretty good there, is that straight? Hard to tell. Anyway, there we go, it's all starting to happen now. All right, let's get that camera off and come in and have a look. Okay, so we've got this beautiful boot painting here, and a nice tree painting. All those little ones set up there. And here's the front door, so when people come in through the front door, we'll just pretend we're a customer, shall we? Okay, so in we come. Very first things we are seeing is feature walls there. Those two paintings, nice. Pan around, obviously we're going to be doing more in there, but for now, we come around here. I think it's all working. Okay, that's great. Just shut that door for now. All right, I might go home for a bit of lunch, but I feel like I've got some good stuff now. I'll just send you up closer so you can have a look at these hooks we've been going on about. They've got a bit of character, they look all right up there. In this rustic, it's a fairly rustic building, like I was saying, and the whole township is an old German village back in the early history of Australia. So the whole rustic building, and like I was also saying, these still lifes really lend themselves to this whole feeling of yesteryear, and that wire as a means of hanging on the picture rail kind of goes with it, I reckon. What do you guys reckon? Leave a comment, let me know what you think about those hooks. Anyway, things are getting there. There we go, not bad. It's looking all right there, I reckon. Nice little wave study. It's good, but crooked. More the other way. Getting there. About the right height, similar to the others. All right, good. All about the right height. And then this will give you an idea of the wall. Now I've got more, now I've got the wave painting on there as well. That's all looking pretty good. Okay, things are starting to happen down this end. I might have to Actually, that one might have to go up just that little bit, because that one's a tad higher and I think that's more correct. Anyway, we'll keep on going. Just taking these slats off the back that hold the painting in position, and store it in the painting box when it's wet if I'm out in the bush. Very simple procedure. They come off. Yep, it's dry enough, beauty. Okay. This is that plastic coated stainless steel wire. It's good stuff. Pull it up super tight. Back through on itself. Wind her up. Let's come down a little bit. There we go. Try that, eh? What am I doing? See if we got that straight. Just got an idea, that style of painting, that rustic still life, we've got the picture rail moulding. I've just got a bit here. I reckon that sort of something like that, a frame like that, around that picture would work really well. What do you guys think? Leave a comment. Let me know what you think, if these rustic still lifes in this gallery would look good with some sort of rustic timber frame. Because I've got all the timber in here, beautiful old antique timber, I reckon an old antique timber frame would really go well. Leave us a comment and tell me what you reckon. While we're on it, this one also. Something along those lines, I reckon it really... I don't always feel like these landscape paintings, a lot of paintings in Australia, people like their stuff just on stretched canvas or linen unframed. And that's fine, I reckon that looks great. But sometimes I just think that these old rustic still lifes, you know, some sort of frame like that, I reckon might make them. Anyway, just a thought. That's good. All right, well, we've got a lot going on in all this area here now. I've still got a real big one at home, a massive seascape. You may have seen it online, I'm not sure. Big coastal seascape that's going to go there. It's at my online store at the moment. That'll fit there nicely. And then I've got down the other end here, plenty more room to keep on hanging more. But at the same time, I've still got the little private area in here, which is the studio. It's a bit dark at the moment, but it's in here. The studio, where I can paint, and also I'll hang a few works in there for people to look at too. But it's all coming together. Here's a plein air one I did a few months ago. Never been reworked, never even hardly looked at it since I did it. I just left it. After I did it, now I've brought it out. This is the first time it's been in the studio, and it's not bad. Maybe a few refining marks here and there before it goes on the wall, but other than that, pretty good. Now I've got the painting on the wall, just stood back and I saw a couple of things I wanted to do, and that's always the way it is. You're always never quite satisfied with what you've done, the work you've done, and oh, it's good to see it fresh. I haven't seen it for a little while. See it on the wall for the first time with the light shining on it. Straight away there was a couple of things that just stood out. Just put a bit more accent here, some nice yellow there, because you've got the shadow of the bark in here. You've got a fairly white trunk in shadow. and then trunking light here. Fairly white tone. But then in here you've got the brown bark, and so when it comes out of the shadow here, stuck it bright yellow, so you're feeling the bark is getting lit up yellow, orange in the sunlight, and it's gone into the browns in the shadow. So just a little bit of that, nothing much, just to hopefully improve it. What have we got? Alright, yeah, that worked alright. I'll just like to stand back, as you know, as soon as I did it. Just a little bit of an extra branch there to give the illusion of a little bit more refinement and detail once you work your way out into the light. Like I said, a few more orange yellows here, one up there, just a little bit. I'm using white, cad orange and yellow. That's it. Actually, a play of magenta as well, just in here with the white. That's about it. Alright, that'll do. Okay. There you go, just a few touch-ups, a little bit of, like I said, cad yellow, white, magenta. Just to lick a few highlights on the painting. Away she goes. All right, so there's a pretty good day's work, I reckon. It's looking, from having no paintings on the wall to having what we've got now, it's looking pretty good. Got that at the right height now, I'm happy with that. If you come in closely, you'll see there's quite a bit of detail there. We've got refinement of a little bit of cobwebs and stuff just to really bring it out. And the rest is chunky style. All right, that's going good. That painting's right height. On the whole, pretty happy with what's going on with today's work, like I said. Nice little surf painting. And yeah, the lighting's working out all right. I might have to change the bulbs. I'm not sure about that yet. They could be a little bit warm. One of them down here is flickering. I know that under this camera. When you look at it in real life, it doesn't flicker, but some lights through the camera will flicker, flicker, flicker. And I know one down there is. I don't know why. It's supposed to be the same bulb, but it's the only one that seems to flicker. It's a bit like a fluorescent light. In this room, I'll have to change the lighting because that is fluorescent lights and they flicker like anything, which is no good for when I'm filming. But on the whole, pretty good day's work and progress. We're getting there. Okay. All right, just before I went, one more. So I'm going to put one more up, that beautiful plein air one I did a couple of months back on the river. That looks good there. So we're really starting to fill the gallery up now, which is great. That looks good. I need to put the lights around there. I haven't got the light shining on it. Get the light shining on it and then it'll be great. All right, thank you. I've got the light on now. Pulled it around. It's just lighting it up that little bit more. Come up close and have a look at this painting. It's very broad, very abstract, but at the same time gives off a sense of realism. You've got those massive chunks. That's the bonus of plein air painting. It was a very windy day. I was blocked because I was in the plein air trailer. There was no wind hitting me, but that whole franticness of getting a fairly large painting together when everything's moving, be it the wind, the light and everything else, really makes you thrash the paint on, but somehow in a very accurate way because you're out there on location. And you end up with a rugged honesty, I guess you could say. It's an honest depiction of reality and you're trying to perfect it as much as you can within the time. You're not trying to be loose, you're just trying to get the work together and refined. But because of all the elements and what's going on around you, it ends up quite broad, and in some ways it's one of my favourite styles of painting. Well, as you know it is, because plein air brings out the accuracy, but at the same time that real spontaneous application. Fantastic stuff. Oh, this little ripper, absolutely love this painting, really sums up the whole area. The Adelaide Hills, I painted this specifically for this gallery once I found out that I was going to be getting this space. This is the one I painted and I'm really, really happy with it. It's going to go fantastic in here. Well, as much as I love that boot painting, and I absolutely do, I reckon this one's beaten it for positioning. This is really going to look good there because it's slightly elongated, this position. You could easily have another painting there or one long one. So I'm going to put this one up here and then I'll find another spot for the boot painting. Okay, let's get into it. That one go there for now, we'll just rest it there. Now, it's pretty heavy, so I'm going to use 2 hooks just to be sure. It's really solid, it's on solid, it's a good solid timber stretcher and also really coarse Belgian linen, really heavy weave, thick, and of course a lot of paint, so the whole lot adds up to quite a bit of weight. Spread them out a bit. Put this out of the way for now. Let's see what we can do, eh? She's a big one. That one's on there, so far so good. Oh, tippy toes. Okay. You have to move it out a bit. It's a bit crooked, move all that out, but on the whole, it's going to be good. Let me have a look what we've got, eh? Put that one out of the way. What do we reckon? I don't know how it ended up that crooked. Actually, yes I do, even though they're the same length. This one's got to go that way like that. Yeah, alright. Come down a bit. It's very fiddly. Back into this. Pain. Okay. Move that across. To about there, so it's straight up and down. Alright, what do we got now? Get that one out of the way. Wow, that's looking good there, isn't it? Pretty happy with that. Fantastic. Let's come in and have a look. Absolutely beautiful painting. Like I said, a very heavy weave. We'll come in, you can have a look. Extremely heavy weave. It's primed Belgian linen, but it's clear primed. You can see some of the trunk in the tree, etc. I've actually left it as the unprimed, and that gives the illusion of the trunk. Really coarsely, thickly painted, with the nice road running through and the hint of a building off in the distance to add a bit of interest. On the whole, beautiful painting, and so when we come in through the front door, it's going to look fantastic, I'm sure. Let's just pretend for a minute we're coming in. All right, here we are, come between the 2 big gum trees. That's another bonus, we've got the gum trees there, so very similar. So people come into the gallery with that vibe, the gum tree vibe, and then, boom. I think that's going to work great. It's going to be fantastic. All right, I've got this big one here, just you come in through the front door there, got the air conditioner up there. I reckon I'll put that painting there. So I've got 2 hooks, because it's a long picture. So there we go, eh? Put this one up. that one there and on there. Are we straight? Absolutely not. Right, so we're getting there. Let's have a look. I've got a light in my hand here. First, I'll just straighten this up. Okay, so we need some more light. I've got one of these. Let's see how we go, eh? See if I can get that up there. We're looking, I won't complain about that. Not too bad, that'll be there for now. I may move it. I'm thinking about having the desk right here. What do you guys reckon? Right here, so as you come in through the door, the desk here for me, all the paintings are around. Okay, let's get this off. Come in and have a look at it. All right, now I've decided that goes there, but because the main event was this one, where the boot painting was, I've put the boot painting there now where the moon one was, because that kind of looks good there, I think. So I'm going to have to find another spot for the moon. I was considering, there it is on the floor, I was considering up there. And I've also got another major size piece, this Arca Ruler waterhole one here, which may go there. And of course a few other little ones I've got inside here that I use to fill up spaces, whatever else. Okay, all getting there. All right, well I'll leave it at that for now, I reckon. Not bad, I've got a few more to hang up like I was saying, and I'm thinking because I've got quite a few large paintings and quite a lot of small ones, I need maybe one or two medium size, this sort of size, maybe that size, just to fill in to make it a nice blend and even pattern, or a nice random pattern I should say. Really happy with that one. Really happy with the way the whole gallery is shaping up. It's just really coming to life. Anyway, hope you enjoyed watching all this and let me know what your thoughts on anything. Lighting, I know the lighting's not ideal. I can work on that. I want to work on that a little. And also, now that I've put so many hooks up, I'm really happy actually with those hooks. I like those that hanging system. Let me know your thoughts. All right, well, thanks again for watching. And until next time, I'll see you later.